Hello everyone and welcome back to the Operation Persian Freedom campaign for the A-10C II and DCS world, and welcome to Mission 8, Halil Valley Part 1. And so the background of this mission is the coalition now having a decent foothold are beginning to push inland, specifically trying to capture the Gigabyte Valley airfield. And so they're pushing along the Halil Valley, which leads up to that. Our little two-ship has been tasked with being on site to provide casts where and where needed. And so, nice, simple setup. Massive invasion going on across this valley. Lots to go on. And so, let's jump in and see how it goes. And as normal, the time card's down below if you want to skip over the story at the beginning of the mission and jump straight into the action.
Spoke to the boss today, Steve. Yeah, I saw him this morning. How's he holding up? He's mending nicely. He'll be back in the saddle in a couple of days. That's good. You talk about mono. Not much, but I can tell it's bothering him. How are you doing, Ronnie? Trying not to think about it. I'll do plenty of that when back home. But for now, I'm keeping my mind on the business to be done. That said, I'm glad that guy blew that SC-11 to shit. We've made good progress on the ground the last few days. Yeah, it looks like the Iranian army's been done on a speed bump. I thought it would be harder going, given the terrain. Yeah, same here. You would have thought a ram would set those valleys in the kill zones. Hard for a ram to do anything with the amount of air we've got pounding them. To the right, you see the tonnage from the kill boxes? Bit distasteful keeping score, don't you think, Ronnie? Maybe. So you've seen them then? Of course I have. Hogs leading the way as always. Looks like over 300 vehicles of one kind or another killed in just 2 days. Yeah, the kill boxes really lived up to their name. Nothing in them survives. You seen the intel reports about the IRGC? No, why? What do they say? Not a lot, which is causing a lot of concern. How's that? Well, there's no way we've killed 250,000 IRGC troops, yet there's not been much seen or heard of them recently. So we think they're up to something? Exactly. Remember, their speciality is asymmetric warfare, and we think the Quds Force were involved with the Dubai attacks. What do you think they're planning? I don't know, but I'm not looking forward to finding out. Overlord, Gunman 2 on his feet dry at waypoint 2. Any remarks?
Gunman 2, while you're clear to proceed, make contact with Whiplash when on station. We have reports of additional point air defenses around phase line orange. Make sure you hold behind phase line blue until tasked.
Copy all, Overlord. Gunman 2-1. Man, that is a lot of desert. You know, if you squint a bit, it almost looks like Nevada. You been in LSD? Yeah, I did a red flag in 2008 in the tornado. Quite an experience. I bet. Not yet had the chance myself. I know one who did one. He used to tell some stories. Yeah, I bet he did. All is desert. Iran is pretty big, isn't it? Yeah, unfortunately. With a lot of ground to cover, and with the Scud hunt diverting assets, there's never as much in any one place as we want. something, then I think CENTCOM is going to try and help. And for us, that means more of the action. I'm making sure every shot counts. Steve, check it down. Got an eagle egress in the AO. Copy. Allow 2,000 feet vertical separation. Oh no, damn it. Lead, I got a problem. What's up, Ronnie? I've lost all my primary instrumentation. HUD's gone. I'm heads down on everything. Copy 2-2. Abort an RTB. I'll push on alone. Copy. Sorry, Steve. Whiplash, Gunman 2-1 on station with 1 times A-10. Copy, Gunman 2-1, gonna have you. Looks like it's gonna be a full afternoon. I've tasking for you, but before that I need you to hold a marshal south of Faceline Blue. We've got a missile salvo ready to go. You don't want to be in the way. Copy, holding south of Blue. Gunman 2-1, Whiplash. Go ahead, Whiplash. Okay, let's get down to business. We're currently pushing on phase line orange. Advanced elements from the Brrrt armor have been hit by AT positions covering the approach from Belgium. Their position is approximately 3 miles southwest of Alpha. The main force is holding a couple of clicks short. Make contact with their FAG. Call sign Anvil 2-2. Frequency is 45.8 FM. Copy, Whiplash, 45.8. Anvil 2-2, this is Gunman 2-1. 1 times A-10, AGM 65, GBU 12 and 38. Gun, targeting pod. Ready for tasking. Gunman C1, welcome to the party. We've got 3 IFVs with anti-tank missiles on the roads leading to Orange. They've already walloped us once. I need you to clear the route for us. All 3 targets are located around the group of buildings on the west side of Belgium. Let me put your eyes on. Copy. Ready for talk on. Locate our position. We are on Belgium, north of Blue. Marking with green smoke.
So the major north-south roads have all been labelled in the briefings. We know roughly where to look, and before long do see a little puff of green smoke.
Visual. Follow the road north for 1 mile. You should see a village on the west side of the road. The enemy position is located around the buildings closest to the road.
So it sits around a little bit, but it doesn't take too long, especially with the black smoke from the destroyed friendly vehicles. So locate the targets and call it in.
Tally target. Anvil 2-2. Ready for 9 line. Taiwan control. Gunman 2-1. Stand by.
While waiting for the 9 line, I just have a look to identify where the various vehicles are.
1. TV mast. Ridgeline west of Australia. 2. Heading 090. 3. Distance 10 miles. 4. NA. 5. 3 times BMP2. 6. West of Belgium. 1 mile north of green smoke. 7. No mark. 8. Friendly south 1 mile. Marked by green smoke. 9. Egress 135. West of Belgium, 1 mile north of green smoke. Friendlies to the south. Rear back correct. Be advised, manpad system sighted in target area. Clearance to engage will be given on final approach. Gunman 2-1 on final. Gunman 2-1, you are cleared hot.
So the target located, I just manoeuvre around to the IP, which is a TV mast. It was marked on the briefing with coordinates, so I'd put that in the CDU on the way, so I've got a nice waypoint, so I know exactly where the IP is, which is very handy. And so turn in. And this is my second attempt at this mission. We'll come to what went wrong on the first attempt in a little bit. But I learned in the first one that the anti-tank Mavericks don't instantly kill these BMPs. It does take 2 to 3 hits, And so I decided that I am going to use these laser rockets, sorry, not laser mavericks, these laser rockets for my attack. But I've got them set to fire off in a ripple of 3. They're very, very accurate, they fire very, very close together, and firing them off in a ripple of 3 means that the third missile should hit by the time the target starts to move. And so that is my attack plan, and so head in. With the target lasers, just a case of putting the pipper on target, firing off a few, and then pulling up and away. One thing that I've learnt since the last one is I don't need to worry about the ranging pipper when using the laser function. That is for the dead function. I just need to be within about 5 nautical miles slant range. And doesn't take long to get a good hit. And then I just continue to turn away, keep an eye on the target, flipping between different TGP modes to try and see if I've killed the target. Fairly confident because it's not moving out of the smoke cloud that it should be critically damaged. And sure enough, as the smoke fades, I see the fire and so call in the kill.
Command 2-1 off target. Good hits, Command 2-1. The targets remain. Still up front of the run.
I do need to fly back to the IP before doing a second run, and while I'm doing that I'm looking a little bit north of the village for something very, very special, and that's because what caused me to really mess up the previous time was that the stage after this, as we'll see, there is a T72 Ambush, and in the last time I just could not find these T72s at all. I was looking for ages, I ended up doing a low pass to try and find them visually and got taken out by a shulker. So this time I want to get at least the rough location of these noted down, and after some searching I realised that what was making me miss them before is they are far, far closer to the friendly column than I anticipated, just a tiny bit north of the village. And here you can see this pair of T72s. One nice and obvious there, and the other you may just be able to make out in the corner of the hedgerow. So I set a mark point on those so we can come back to those nice and easily later. Then get to the IP, pick out this southernmost of the IFVs and start turning in.
Command 2-1 on final. Command 2-1, you are cleared hot.
Once again, wait until I'm 5.5 miles slant range out, begin my dive. That means I'm launching just over 5 nautical miles, absolutely fine, and fire them off. And then turn to recover as normal. And once again, doesn't take long for the missiles to hit home. And then it's just again a case of keeping an eye on it, making sure the target doesn't move, and eventually the smoke clears enough that I can see the flame. This is another shack.
Command 2-1 off target. Good hits, Command 2-1. The targets remain. Still up front of the run. Command 2-1 on final. Command 2-1, you are cleared hot.
Now, partially because I'm down to 2 of the laser guided rockets, which is not a guaranteed kill, and partly because a large cloud bank has settled over the majority of the target, I decided this time to use up one of my GBUs, the GPS guided GBUs. I laze the target to get accurate ranging and get it all locked up, and then start climbing above the cloud layer, with the idea that this thing's staying put, so I may as well drop one of these bombs on it and it can function absolutely fine even with the cloud cover. And it's just a case of waiting until the marker is nicely within the range limits and then pickle. And then again turn away. I can turn away a bit more violently here. I don't need to keep the TGP lasing, instead I'm just using it to verify the target gets hit. That's a good thing I did opt to go for something that is a bit more fire and forget, because as I try and pull away, a cloud cover gets right over the target and I can't see a bloody thing, can barely make out tiny little bits of the target, mostly because the targeting pod is still inertial stabilizer, it's still trying to track what is there. But nicely enough, the bomb does come in, and I get a good, decent hit. Nice thing about GBU is that it's definitely going to take out an IFV.
Gunman 2-1 off target. All targets destroyed. Good work, Gunman 2-1. Gunman 2-1, we're moving forwards. Are you okay to stay on Freak? Copy, Anvil 2-2. I'm going to hold south of Orange. Contact me if you need me. Copy that. Likewise, let me know if you spot any threats.
Oh, this is where taking the time to locate these targets in the run-in was really, really useful, because now I know exactly where these are, so just immediately go look at my mark point, slew the targeting pod over there, and then very quickly locate the targets. And so I can call it in so the convoy comes to a halt while I'm still lining up for my attack.
Anvil 2-2, danger. Hold the column. Holding Gunman 2-1. What are you seeing? Oh, I've got 2 T72s in a tree line directly west of Alpha on Belgium. Request permission to engage. Okay then, time to control remains. I don't have to tell you on target, so that's down to you. Use the same IP as the previous attack. Egress from 135 again. Contact me on final.
So I decided for this mission that I should be using my Mavericks. I've got 4 IR Mavericks, and they are very, very good anti-tank weapons, so I just want to take these out and be done with it, and so head in for those. I am being locked by an SA-6, but I'm right on the edge of its engagement range. I am jamming it to make it a bit more awkward, but I'm not too worried about that, but I just can't head any further north.
Gunman 2-1 on final. Gunman 2-1, you're cleared hot.
I'll very quickly get the Maverick lock there, and so fire that one off at the more obvious target. The other one's hiding in this little bush area, so I do faff around a bit, double checking to try and make sure this is at least heading in the right direction, but do rifle that one off as well, and then turn away from the SAM site. It does take a while. Mavericks are not fast weapons, but eventually they do come in. I get one shack, very shortly followed by the other. So there we go, target's down.
Gunman 2-1 off target. Target's destroyed. Copy, Gunman 2-1. We owe you one. We're back on the move.
So then that's us done with the British convoy, and we can head back to our staging point for now.
Whiplash, Gunman 2-1. Tasking complete. Copy, Gunman 2-1. Pull back to phase line blue. Await further tasking.
But of course it's not long before we get even more orders to turn in.
Gunman 2-1, Whiplash. Go ahead, Whiplash. Gunman 2-1, we have urgent troops in contact east of Objective Alpha. Their JTAC is Hammer 4-1, frequency 52.6 FM. Copy, Whiplash, 52.6. 2-1 is inbound. Hammer 4-1, this is Gunman 2-1, A-10, inbound on your position. Sit rep. Gunman 2-1, we've been ambushed by wild infantry force. We're pinned down and in danger of being overrun. Hammer, are you able to withdraw? Negative. We have wounded to recover and damaged vehicles. We need to wait for relief to arrive. Armour is 10 minutes out, but we need urgent air support now. Our position is 1 mile east of Alpha on a road running north from Denmark, dropping orange smoke in our position. Let me know when you have our location.
It's a bit awkward with the timings. There just so happens to be a cloud directly in the way that I have to fly around. But I do eventually fly around the far side of the cloud and do then nicely see the orange smoke.
Visual orange smoke. Type 1 control, stand by for 9 line. 1, comms tower southeast of our position on Columbia. 2, 330. 3, 3 miles. 4, 2,070 feet. 5, infantry. 6, tree line 300 feet east of our position. 7, no mark. 8, friendlies 300 feet west, orange smoke. 9, egress 090. 2070 feet, infantry in the trees east of orange smoke. Read back correct, use cannon, danger close, commander's initials GW. Put your fire east of the orange smoke, repeat east of the orange smoke. Copy Hammer 4-1, lay down cannon east of the orange smoke. Contact me on final approach for clearance to fire.
I'm a little unclear of exactly which tree line that the JTAC is referring to here, but I do see people running back and forward in the open ground here and do spot tracer fire going against them. So I know there are some hostiles here, so decide that this is as best as I can do and decide that this is far enough away from the friendlies that I should be able to make a pass here, so call it in.
Tally target. Cleared hot.
So from then, quite a bit of range. I do just start pulling the trigger, kind of wanting this to be fairly inaccurate, just to saturate the area as long as it's not going to hit the troops. And those giant bursts going in before I pull away right as the instructions, and flaring as I do so.
Rounds away. Make another pass, Gunman 2-1. Tally target. Cleared hot. Gunman 2-1, we lost another Hummer. Keep up the pressure.
So roll in, being a little more conservative now since I've used up most of my bullets in the first pass, but do just fire off a few at where I still think these guys are, and then again recover, turn away to try and keep safe, flaring as I do because I'm worried about man pads.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Make another pass, Gunman 2-1.
Now the problem is that I used up the last of my rounds there, only realising too late that I was supposed to be firing to the left of where I was actually engaging. It's the dense tree line immediately to the north of the column, like within a stone's throw of the column, and so I wasted a lot of my rounds there and have to call in that I'm Winchester on cannon ammo.
Hammer 4-1, Gunman 2-1 is Winchester. I'm going to keep making show of force passes over the enemy position. Keep up the pressure, Gunman 2-1. We're scoring good hits, but they keep coming. Keep hitting that tree line.
So I do have plenty of munitions. Problem is they are too danger close for me to drop anything that is explosive, and everything I have is explosive. And so I am left with just making these very low show of force passes, as low as close as possible, trying to spook them if I at all can, hoping that at least that'll disrupt the enemy so that the good guys can get in some solid kills while the enemy are crapping their pants about the A-10 heading in.
Don't stop them in their tracks, Gunman 2-1. Keep making passes.
Now, unfortunately, I did extend a little bit further there, and I do get a missile warning alert, so just start dumping flares. I don't have a radar lock, so I know it's an IR seeker, so just start dumping flares, turning hard, and see the missile pass off my back. Definitely some enemy man-pads or something similar a little bit further to the north, and that makes me a little bit nervous, but I need to keep going. So just continue to make the passes, just doing my best to help with what little way I can, really wishing I could just drop a large bomb on the middle of this forest and take it out. So going again, I can see some bullets still being exchanged, so something's alive down there, but no more friendly vehicles have blown up. So I'm taking that as a good sign and just pushing as much as I can, getting as low as possible to make sure this counts as a show of force. And even though I started turning away earlier again, this time once again I get a missile launch on me. I am already flaring, so I just increase the amount of flaring that I'm doing to make sure this thing blows by, and thankfully it does.
Command 2-1, the cavalry is here. Situation is under control. We can take it from here. Thanks, Command 2-1. Hammer out.
So very relieved that I can stop making those low passes and tempting fate against the man-pad anymore and start climbing away.
Whiplash, Command 2-1. Hammer 4-1's position is secure. I am RTB for weapons and fuel. Copy, Command 2-1. Good work. Whiplash out.
While I'm being sent back to refuel, I do get a call-in.
Command 2-1, overlord.
2-1 here, Overlord.
Command 2-1, Whiplash is requesting as much air support as possible. We need you to rearm and refuel and report back to Whiplash as quick as possible. You are to land at Bandar Abbas Airport to turn the aircraft around immediately and get airborne.
Copy, Overlord. Are they expecting me?
Affirmative. Bandar Tower is awaiting your call. Our frequency is 122.4.
Copy, Overlord. 122.4. 2-1 out.
So the nice part about that is that means it's a very short journey back, rather than the kind of mid-length journey back it would have been ordinarily. And looks like we have more to do in the Halil Valley in the weeks to come, or as far as the pilot's concerned, in the next few minutes. So I hope you join me next week where we continue. This was a really, really fun mission. I did have trouble with it, just trying to find where those T72s were. They were far closer to the road and far closer to the friendly convoy than I was looking. I was looking way, way, way further north than they were, and so was completely missing the first time. They chewed up the convoy, and then I got shot down. But otherwise, really fun, really interesting mission. Pity that I didn't get any guns round on the actual targets that I was meant to be going for with the guns. I just blew up a lot of trees. That is just due to me misinterpreting the distance. I am really bad at estimating distance in general, and definitely when being called in on ground things, I'm not good at it. Yeah, I had a real blast with that one. Very much looking forward to seeing what's going on in the next section, and I hope you are too. Until then, remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers.